The rain tapped softly against the kitchen window as Emma stirred a pot of soup. The house was quiet, but the silence wasn't peaceful anymore. It had become heavy, filled with worries, unpaid bills, and words that neither she nor her husband, Daniel, could find the strength to say. Just a year earlier, Daniel had been the confident manager of a successful construction company. He laughed often, planned family vacations, and always believed tomorrow would be better than today. Then everything collapsed. The company went bankrupt after its owner fled the country, leaving hundreds of employees without jobs. Overnight, Daniel lost not only his income but also his confidence. Every interview ended with, "We'll let you know." No one ever did. Weeks turned into months. The savings disappeared. The car was sold. The children's birthday parties became homemade dinners instead of restaurant celebrations. Daniel blamed himself for every sacrifice his family made. One evening, Emma found him sitting alone in the garage, staring at an old toolbox. "I used to build houses," he whispered. "Now I can't even provide one happy day for my family." Emma sat beside him without saying a word. Tears rolled down Daniel's face. "I've failed all of you." Emma gently held his hands. "No," she replied softly. "You don't understand." "I do. I'm not the man you married anymore." Emma looked directly into his eyes. "I didn't marry your paycheck." Daniel lowered his head. "I married your heart." For the first time in weeks, Daniel cried openly. Emma wrapped her arms around him and whispered, "Whenever you're sad, remember you have a friend." Daniel looked confused. "A friend? Wes, my best friend, my partner, my husband. You've carried this family for years. No, let me carry you." Those simple words broke something inside him. Not his spirit, but the wall he had built around his pain. For months, he had hidden every fear, believing a husband should never show weakness. That night, he finally talked. About the shame, the rejection, the sleepless nights, the fear of disappointing their children. Emma listened. She didn't interrupt. She didn't judge. She simply stayed beside him. The next morning, something changed. Instead of pretending everything was fine, they made a plan together. Emma began baking bread and cakes from home. Daniel repaired neighbors' furniture for small payments. Their teenage daughter designed flyers online. Their young son helped deliver orders on his bicycle after school. It wasn't much, but it was enough to remind them that families survive by standing together, not by waiting for miracles. Months later, one of Daniel's repaired tables caught the attention of a cafe owner. He ordered 20 custom-made tables. Then another restaurant called. Then a hotel. Within a year, Daniel opened a small woodworking shop. People admired not only his craftsmanship but also the story behind every piece. His furniture carried handwritten tags, "Built with hope. Finished with love." See, customers loved them. Orders came from across the state. Their tiny workshop became a thriving family business. Money slowly returned. But something far more valuable returned first. Daniel's smile. One evening, after closing the shop, he drove Emma to the hill where they had gone on their very first date 22 years earlier. The sunset painted the sky in shades of orange and gold. Daniel reached into his pocket. Emma laughed. "Are you proposing again?" "In a way." He handed her a small wooden box he had carved himself. Inside was a silver bracelet engraved with one sentence. "Whenever you're sad, remember you have a friend." See, Emma's eyes filled with tears. "You remembered." "I never forgot." Daniel smiled. "That sentence saved my life." She hugged him tightly as the wind gently moved through the trees. "I only reminded you of something." "What?" "You were never fighting alone." Years later, when their grandchildren asked how Grandpa built such a successful business, Daniel never talked about money. He always pointed toward Emma. "Success didn't begin in my workshop. It began the night your grandmother hugged me and reminded me that love isn't measured by income. It's measured by who stays beside you when you think you've lost everything." The grandchildren would always smile, but they never truly understood those words until life tested them too. When Daniel passed away peacefully many years later, Emma found one final letter inside his desk. It read, "My dearest friend, people think you saved our family by working beside me. They are wrong. You saved us the moment you chose to hug a broken man instead of blaming him." Whenever someone asks what love looks like, tell them this story. Tell them love is not finding someone perfect. Self-love is becoming someone's safest place when the whole world feels against them. Thank you for being my wife. Thank you for being my best friend. Forever yours, Daniel. Emma folded the letter against her heart. She looked at the empty chair across the room and smiled through her tears. Because some hugs never end, some friendships never die, and sometimes the greatest love story begins with 7 simple words. Whenever you're sad, remember you have a friend.